they got to a point where they kind of agreed, and Jordan said that the Taxpayers Union is about changing the hearts and minds of people. So they've been talking a little bit about the treaty's principle bill. And so Mihi comes out and starts making some comments about, well, if you're going to change the hearts and minds of people, that means you're going to influence. Are you going to influence about the treaty principle bills? And that's sort of where we pick it up.
In fact, we've been very open. It actually led to us changing our mission. It used to be lower taxes, less waste, more transparency. We changed it to accountability because our business model is to change, hearts and minds and out there and get support.
So your business is to change hearts and minds. Yes, of course. I mean, and you say that you don't have a position on the Treaty Principles Bill. You ran a poll. You ran a poll a year ago, so you must have some position, or at least you're open to be holding the conversation, because we all know what comes from polls. You have news that comes from.
We run polls on, the Taxpayer Union Courier poll. In fact, I think we've got one coming out in a few days. This month, we've already got the politicians' staff is texting me, calling me, wanting to know the results. We don't have any position, for example, on political parties, which party you should vote for.
It's such horseshit, eh?
That's off.
No, because what it is, and we talked about this before, it's a little bit like Fox News. Fox News doesn't instruct their hosts to say anything, but they hire hosts they know will say certain things. So he might go, we don't have any official position on parties, but we know people who work there and the people who support them, what parties they vote for. So that's the shell game. That's the shell game in an instance. Because the honest truth is, I think all of us want to hold our government, red or blue, accountable for the money they're spending. So if we all agree with that, why is it that only a small slice of the right and alt-right get behind these guys? And that's because that's not what it's about. It is about more social commentary. It is more about influencing the hearts and minds of other people. It is about pulling stunts in front of Parliament to try and point out the issues they have with the spend. And if you'll find, it's a bit like the Free Speech Union. Yes, sometimes they say things against what the right government is doing, but it's like 10 to 1. It's like 10 to 1. You go through all the things they do, it's like 10 to 1. 10 of the things that they're complaining about are to do with the left and Labour and the Greens, and 1 is about the right. And that gives them plausible deniability, Chewy.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to, if people aren't really familiar with, this guy is responsible for setting up the websites of some really divisive AstroTurf campaigns, and is very definitely linked with Atlas.
Oh, they talk about that in this. He said we're proudly affiliated with Atlas. That's what he said in this interview.
Oh, cool. Thanks for not hiding that, Jordan. The other thing is, he reminds me of a Muppet, but if you made it out of old chicken skin.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a valid criticism or not, but I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay, I don't think it's valid to do with his policy, but you go. You be you, boo. All right, let's keep going in this conversation with Jordan and Mihinarangi Forbes.
But we still poll on it. I think that's a real public service and adds to, in the same way as TVNZ do plenty of polls on things that you don't have a view on.
They're broadcasters, your campaign company.
Is he conflating his discredited poll, with TVNZ?
Well, what he's saying is TVNZ does polls on political parties that they have no interest in, just like us. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but his poll, just to stress, has recently been completely discredited.
Well, actually, and he's just said they are about changing the hearts and minds of New Zealanders. So his polls are about changing the hearts and minds of New Zealanders, whereas TVNZ's polls are about informing the public. Because Jordan just said it, about changing the hearts and minds of New Zealanders, and we do polling. So therefore, that's their principle, their philosophy is about changing the hearts and minds of New Zealanders. So therefore, you'd have to assume that everything they do, including their polling, is about changing the hearts and minds of New Zealanders, which a media company, a news media organisation, is not.